Good morning, Bhagya
Yeah.
Lakshmi. Good morning. Good morning to all. This is Dr. Sangeeta Solanki. On behalf of IPM Group of Institution, I welcome you all in this 3 days web-based FDP for higher education institution. And the theme of this FDP is adaptation to learning to digital platform. We can see that nowadays so many colleges are organizing such kind of activities, online activities, to train their teachers. And lining with that, we also have taken the initiative, and now we have taken the initiative, and we want that something should be given to all the participants so that they can make their teaching learning more effective, and they may be equipped with so many things. And we are fortunate that among us we have Professor Ashish Sharma. So before proceeding further, I would like to welcome all of you formally. I would like to welcome Professor R.C. Sharma, who is working as a professor in Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, New Delhi, in School of Global Affairs. I would also like to welcome Colonel A.S. Malhotra from IPM Group of Institution, who is working as Director General, Dean Academics Dr. Sugandha Goyal, Principal of Center for Teacher Education, Dr. Nishi Sharma, and organizing team members, and the valuable participants from all over India. Now proceeding further, I would welcome you all formally, and now I would like to introduce IPM to you in a brief short. IPM was established in the year 1996 by the professor Dr. V.S. Goyal, who was to all of us. Presently, IPM is running so many courses in different fields, in management, in IT, in DLA, in education, and in law also. You can see the courses. And during this COVID-19 period, online teaching, learning, and assessment was continuously there in IPM institution. So many Google Classrooms were made. Students' presentations were continued on WebEx platform. Internal meetings were held during these days by using Microsoft Team app, and to communicate with a large group, Zoom app was used. The faculty was regularly preparing the videos and sending the same to the students. And these all videos are available on IPM YouTube channel. By this day, 537 videos have been uploaded so far. Moving towards the program schedule, 3 days will be covering these topics. On the day first, we'll be covering the fundamentals of online teaching, ICT tools, open educational resources, and on day two, we'll be covering system and online assessment and evaluation. Day three will be covering content development and creating video content. Now it is my request to all of you to please abide by these rules to join this FDP. Join the meeting between 9:45 to 9:55 a.m. each day. And whenever you are supposed to ask a question, put your question and the queries in the chat box only. It shall be sent to all the participants if you will attend the whole session and submit daily assignment and feedback form. I hope I am audible to all. Please, yes. Now, moving towards, I would like to introduce Professor Ramesh Chandra Sharma, who is the resource person for today's session. I would request Supriya ma'am to unmute Dr. Ramesh Chandra Sharma. He is working as professor in School of Global Affairs, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Delhi. And sir has a vast experience in international universities or visiting professor. He has served at Malaysia, Brazil, Fiji, and he has also worked as directorship positions in
Cut
different
it short. It's okay. It's
Okay,
okay.
okay, sir.
Mm,
Thank you, sir.
no need.
So these are the achievements of sir, and so many. He has the expertise, sir. This is definitely I would like to say. He has the expertise in e-learning, structural designing, open and distance learning, teacher education, educational technology, and educational research. Thank you, sir, for joining with us. Now, I would request our principal, Dr. Nishi Sharma, to formally welcome sir. And now, sir, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Good morning, all, and warm welcome to all the participants who are present here from different parts of India and abroad, and all of those who are with us through the YouTube live streaming. So I'm thankful to Professor Sharma for accepting our invitation and he is sharing his knowledge and idea from IPM platform. So thank you so much. So in this pandemic time, when we all are struggling to make ourselves efficient in using the technology for online teaching. So this technology, I hope that FDP will definitely help you to make.
Okay. So I will request sir, Professor Ashish Sharma, sir, to please uh, start the session. Professor Sharma.
Just a minute.
Okay, sir.
स्टार्ट हो गई है ना
Okay, thank you,
नहीं मुझे तो अभी भी ये
Sangeeta ji.
Okay, I would request other participants to mute. I would request the technical team to mute all. Only Ramesh should be
Not all.
audible. Yes, yes.
ए, मुझे छोड़कर
Yes,
बाकी को कर दो.
yes. IPM Ghaziabad, please mute yourself. IPM Ghaziabad, mute yourself. Okay. Sir, now you can start the session, please.
Okay, first of all, let me thank Colonel Dr. Malhotra ji. It is nice to see him. I think he is somewhere in the participants. And Dr. Nishi and Sangeeta ji, thank you very much. It is nice to be with you again. Just some time ago, I visited the institute and I find that you are doing a wonderful work.
Thank you,
And
sir. Thank you.
good that you have taken that forward in the that is a requirement nowadays because we need to empower our friends. Okay, so now let me begin. Actually, what I am going to do, there are two alternatives with me. Either I stick with one application and explain it in detail, but then it will be only one application. And otherwise I will give you the preview of various applications, and in that case that will be easy for you, because nowadays what I believe that we should not focus on the tool. Actually we should focus on the process, on how to we can go about it. So if you know one technique, say if it is simple logic, something like that, while learning how to drive a vehicle. Say for example, you want to learn how to drive a car. So you drive a car. You do not drive a Maruti or Honda or something else. And once you learn it, you know how to drive a car. And then you sit either in Ferrari or in Formula One, like that, with little modifications you can manage very well. So that is my belief, that focus more on the process rather than on the tool, because a tool one day may not be next day. uh, uh, so that way, let me share my screen and then okay, someone is waiting in the waiting room. Please allow them to join. Okay, I will try to give you an overview of various IC tools under various sections that will give you an idea that how we go about online education. And particularly, but please remember that nowadays what we are doing is not online education. It is called as emergency remote teaching. And even we don't call it emergency remote learning, because perhaps I don't know why the focus is not on learning, it is more on teaching. And there are so many news in the media that the students are fainting because they are being bombarded with this webinar, that webinar, and a lot of things are happening. But it's a right opportunity, actually. What so far we have been in the past, the history of human mankind, that the formal class face-to-face system had been considered as the only alternative. But now this thing has demonstrated that, because everybody is now on the web, and they are having their regular meetings, their official meetings, even yoga classes are conducted, sports webinars are being conducted. So you have seen the utility in all the areas. It means that, and please, you may be knowing it very well, that this period with some flexibility, some restrictions, is going to stay for a little longer time. Unless somebody, either in India, we are doing, I think, some good progress with ICMR and some other agencies, either we or somebody else creates a medicine for corona, we have to live with it like that. So to go online, there are certain things which we need to know. The first of them is a learning management system, which we need to understand and use it. Uh, it is a golden triangle of three things which are required here in online learning system. The one is your content. It means that is you as a teacher, your expertise. The second is the technology. You need certain tools to connect because you are not in face-to-face settings. And then, so from remote, how you can connect. You can connect either live, means synchronous, like we are connected right now, or we need to connect offline, means asynchronously, like you use WhatsApp regularly. So that is the way we connect it. And the third is the pedagogy, means how, what, there are certain factors which need to be taken into consideration. So I'm going ahead with first with a sort of a learning management system. The learning management system is a platform, and there are various variations of what we call as the learning management system. One is this LMS, learning management system, which is such a system which then uh, can you please admit, because on my screen also this is coming up, Ajit Kumar Singh is waiting to be admitted. I can't remove this screen from my screen. That pop-up window is coming.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
So, okay, and now it is gone. So one is learning management system. Another variety is content management system, which is mostly basically to hold content and to manage it. And then there are certain software which have the benefit of both the worlds, learning management system and content management system. And together we call them LCMS, learning content management system. There are two varieties of learning management systems which are being used around the world. Some are proprietary softwares which are very good because they have the company backup. You purchase them, like we have purchased the Zoom here. So in case if anything goes wrong, the company has to take care of our services. And then, so like Blackboard, which is a proprietary software, but it is very powerful there. So those institutions who can afford it, and particularly like in United States, it was the one of the top means adopted LMS. On the other hand, there is a variety which is open source learning management system, like you can see it on the screen. The Moodle learning management system. This is open source, so you can download the code. You don't to pay anything. But here it is a SaaS model, that service means if you need, then you pay for the services. For the software, you don't pay, because the company believes that it is the software is free, but not the human services. So if you need somebody, then maybe you can negotiate and do that. So basically, then on the basis of whatever you choose, there are certain options with you that you want to host it locally on your servers, or you want to put it on the clouds. So you have the your own machine-based integration, or the cloud-based installation, whatever you want to go ahead with it. So I will show you these platforms, and then we may have means some of these sessions we will be having, like for learning management systems, we will be understanding them in detail in our next sessions. So here is, I won't go into the detail of this. I will just briefly tell about it. First of all, this Moodle, it is very powerful open source software, and it means in a way nowadays it has number one slot occupied among various learning management systems. So they use, and it is so powerful that even you can install it on your pen drive, your small USB drive that can run from there. You can install it on your laptop, you can install it on your institutional server, and you can opt for the cloud-based services, which is managed by the company. There are various, it has two websites. The website which you are seeing is its a parent website, from where you can, you see this download button, and from here you can download the software, which is free to use because it is released under GPL license. Then there is another variation of it. This is Moodle.net, where you can download the source code if you think that you have the knowledge of PHP. Actually, the Moodle is based on LAMP model, LAMP, that like Linux, the operating system. Apache is the web server, which is based on that. And then the MySQL or the databases into it, written in PHP environment. So if you have these capabilities, you can download the source code and modify it suiting to your own institutional, like having your own custom page, having your own designing into it. In addition to that, many of you, I understand that maybe using this Google Classroom, which is another popular, very easy. But the easiness makes it in the sense that I think if I tell you, really means according to, if you have certain fundamental digital competencies with you, maybe you don't need more than 10 minutes to learn Google Classroom and use it. But then, since it is easy, you take less time in learning it. That's why in terms of capabilities, there are many things which are available in another LMS like Moodle, which are not available here. So there are so many features which you can, compare in how to use it. And then this Google Classroom comes in two variations, either with your G Suite, which is the Google application package, which is free of cost. If it is installed on your university servers, you can use it. And that gives you much more capabilities. If you are using G Suite and using it, then it is become a professional package. Otherwise, Google Classroom is available to you on your private personal Gmail account also. But then there are certain features in it, in your personal instance, which you may not be explored because they are not integrated into it that way. There is another platform, say like this is MOOCit, which is by IIT Tour. And this is my course, which is already running on that. We have around 4,500 students enrolled into it. And this is a very good platform, our own Indian platform. And there are many courses they have been launched on this platform. So, but you need to request the institution to allow you to create your instance on it. And many of them, I know my friends in India, they have created their courses on this platform. You have Joomla, which is again a free platform, and that can be used for you. Another platform is Sky, which you can try out. They are means with some limitations, some challenges, something like that. But mostly around the most dominating one is this Moodle. There is one more platform which the people are have been using. It is called as Edmodo. You can see this is Edmodo. And out of those who have learned, used some other platform, and then used Google Classroom, and if you thought that Google Classroom is super easy, then maybe you can try Edmodo, which is easier than Google Classroom. So that is a quick.
I think we have lost the connection. Sir is not audible. Get back to you, sir. We are waiting for sir to rejoin. Sir, we have some network issue. श्याम को बोलो. I think the connection has been lost with sir. We are waiting for sir to join. We are waiting for sir to rejoin. I think there is some connectivity issue. Some connectivity issue is there. So we'll resume soon. We are waiting for the sir to join. Please wait. I think there is some connectivity issue. We'll handle this. Handle this. I think sir is resuming. We are waiting for sir to join. Ma'am, किस soon will be resumed. I request the participants to wait for a while. There was some problem, I think. can have a look on the slides of the various activities that we conduct usually in our institute. We have the best library, we have the central library. So many activities are regularly organized by various student clubs also. You are supposed to wait for more. There is no need to worry because we'll be covering the syllabus that we have promised you to cover. So there is no need to be worried. It actually we are on the online platform, so anything can be happen, and we should be ready for this challenge. So we are waiting. Let's resume the meeting. I would request the technical team to please contact Mr. Sharma. Usually it happens actually when we are on the digital platforms. So this is actually one of the drawbacks that usually we have. So need not to worry. Would definitely connect with sir. To join the people through Zoom, 500 participants through Zoom. But tomorrow there will be no problem, as such no problem. We'll definitely get connected with all the participants, and those who are not able to join, I request them to join through YouTube live streaming that is going on. So you can connect through there. To wait a little more. By the time you can have the glimpses of the results, various activities, 5 p.m. Yes, Navjot Kaurji, initially it was not working, now it is working. As we all are going through these kind of activities, so we all know the pros and cons of such kind of activities. So I request all of you to please have patience, and we'll definitely resolve the issue. We are waiting for the sir to join.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Praveen ji.
Praveen.
Okay,
Hello.
Praveen sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, welcome sir. If yes.
So like I also want to put some input here because sir is joining in a minute.
Okay,
now,
okay.
And, because he introduced everyone to Edmodo, and I got a chance to talk about Edmodo here.
Okay,
Like,
okay. I would request Rashali ma'am to please, just a minute, sir, to please stop sharing her screen so that you would be able to share yours.
Yes, I'll
Thank
share
you,
it
sir.
for a
Thank you,
while.
sir.
And please allow me to share my screen also.
Okay, okay. I request the technical team to allow Professor Praveen, sir. He is from Ambala and he will be taking our tomorrow's session. So I request uh, the technical team to allow sir
I
to
guess
share his screen.
my
Okay,
screen is
now
now
yes,
visible.
yes. Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
Like I'm just opening this Edmodo to everyone because sir has said that this is quite easy. So why he
Okay.
said it easy is it is an application based you say resource, and the nice thing about Edmodo is it is used at many places, though it is not that popular with like us who are in India. Now I'm opening Edmodo for all of you just to show you how it is being used. I've been using it, and it has got all the features, and all the features have been in a way compressed. Compressed means like you can give assignments, so you can ask students to poll on something, surveys can be done, And other thing in it, every day you can do one thing. Every day you can conduct a wellness kind of activity in which you will ask them something. बहुत अच्छा सा है ये. मैं अभी login एक second अभी login करके and I'll let you people see how I have been using it. Just a second, I just got to see that. Yes, I'm just logging in and you people can also explore it. ये simple सा रहेगा हम सब के लिए Edmodo use करना. Classroom is a content management system. As sir said, it is a 10-15 minutes thing that we people can use. I'm just trying to log in. एक second में. और जब हम लोग उसकी बात करते हैं ना Google Classroom की, तो the comparison, of course, the comparison will keep on happening. Now this is Edmodo that I have been using, and I'll show these things to you now. And the moment sir will join, I guess he will take over, and that will be the best thing. Ma'am, the screen is visible fine?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Right, ma'am. See, this is a class now. So what I'm doing is I have created a class. Now this is Edmodo's interface that you people will see. You create a class. This kind of class is there. I can share my notes. I can save my notes in my library. This is the library of Edmodo, like Google Drive. I can integrate it with Google Drive and OneDrive also. These are the things I have saved in advance on Edmodo, the same way you can save things in Google Classroom. And I can see the progress of my students. I can export it in an Excel sheet. I can check their assignments also. Like if this is the class that I have been teaching, which has got more than 100 students, and I've been using it for a year now. Like, see, I posted a quotation and these students are posting replies to it. And this is a poll that I conducted, and it's an interesting poll, everyone. You see, I asked them, because we are done with the session, I said how useful Edmodo and the ways have been for teaching English that I have been teaching them. So this is a voting, the poll thing happened, and I've got 60 polls and quotations and everything. This is the stream of Edmodo. I can give them assignments. आप ये देखिए, this is, I can give assignments to them. So ये चीजें we can easily do with this particular thing. ये देखिए assignment है. So these features are here on Edmodo, and I would recommend that we all try this sometime if we are not going to use Moodle for a while. Otherwise, as he has also insisted, Moodle remains the most popular. हमारा कल session भी है, we'll talk about it tomorrow. So that thing is there. And when we are talking about this, which is exactly like Edmodo, and it is an LMS, a learning management system, which is, it doesn't have attendance though, but it has got assignment, it has got a quiz preparation thing, and these things are there. I can create a quiz on Edmodo. Here it is. I can create a quiz. This is a quiz now. If I click here and I give it quiz, like you say GENERAL, general awareness quiz. So we are conducting a general awareness quiz. We can simply go, we can save the quiz, and then we'll move on to create questions. The questions in Edmodo I can create are true, false, multiple choice, short answer, fill in the blanks, and these things are there. The same way you create. I'm using the word same, but same does not mean it's more easy. Like it's easier version of Google Form and quiz. Google Classroom will do one thing to all of us. It will give us the opportunity to use all the softwares or applications that Google has created. Google Docs, Google Drive is also that particular thing. The other thing that we have is we can use Google Slides and Google Sheets and Google Forms, which is everything. We can use YouTube also. But the best thing about Edmodo that I have observed is that you can bring things here and you can create them within this particular application. And the smartphone application is also a pretty application that you people can use. And if you like, this is the thing. A question here, you can attach files to it, you can add the link to it, you can give choices here, you can add some more responses. So these things can easily be done by all of us. So these are the things that you can do on Edmodo. And I'll just get back to see what exactly like are other features that I can show you. Assessment can also be done, like some assessment, some questions will be given by you and children will be doing it, and then what you can do is you can give them marks, and later on, like, you can easily bring those marks to an Excel sheet. I'm opening an assignment that I had given them. You will see this is a stream every day, like I have been sending them things and assignments and all those things have been sent. अभी देखते हैं, देखिए, will do. Now I'm just searching for an assignment. It is possible for me to go to classwork also, but I just want to like stream and tell you that these are the things visible to them. So if this is visible, I guess, now this is an assignment that I had given them. And we'll be like, I just saw a notification that the 40 minutes thing will be over in a while. So I'm just bringing this particular thing to you. Life during the lockdown, I asked them to write a diary. So I click on view assignment, and this is the assignment which is opening to me. I can see how many people have turned in and how many people have not turned in, and how many people have been graded. So this is the thing which is actually here. I guess it is visible, ma'am. I guess I can display.
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is one thing like I have been using. Sir has also been using it, Dr. Ramesh Sharma. So these are the students, and I can enter the grade, but of course I have to see what assignment the people have done. So what I'll do, I'll click on the first student. Here, this window will open the same way it happens in Moodle also. And if you ask me about comparison of Edmodo, Google Classroom, Blackboard, Canvas, all these things, I would go with that particular thing. Sir has also joined. Hello, sir. So you can assess these things now. Dr. Sharma has joined, I guess.
Yes, I think Sharma sir has joined.
I'll just mention it to him that I was sharing this thing.
Yeah.
Please continue for 1 more minute.
Yes, sir. So like the same thing we have in Google Classroom also, Moodle has got a very nice version of it. But what we have here is that you can see the assignment of the student. You can click here, it will get downloaded or it will open.
Praveen sir, your voice is not audible. I think we have lost the connection with Praveen sir. Sharma sir, can you listen to me?
I'm trying to connect my tab.
I have been like I have found is that it is in management skills.
Okay.
Yes. So this is the thing that you people can exactly like we all can experiment with it. We can learn this thing. Sir, Dr. Sharma.
Yes.
I have just shared about Edmodo because I just got that chance where the technical thing happened, and
very good.
I got this time. I have shared with them the live you say use which has been happening, rather than telling them about a tool that we don't recommend, that we use a tool and then we share a tool with the teachers is the best thing. So
yeah.
Now this is sir, like this is the last thing I'm mentioning. On Edmodo, 32 students have not turned in. I select them, I select all, and I click on a reminder. And I click on this and I'll say send a reminder. The reminder will go because it's a real class, and the people have sent a few things through email also because some students did not have that much internet connection. I'm not sending a reminder to them, but this reminder can go. So you can say hello or something. The same thing is in Edmodo also. Edmodo has got this thing, Moodle has got this thing. Google Classroom, I didn't find sending a common message that we're selecting everyone. The application of Edmodo is quite interesting and quite supportive also. One person has been graded. So this is the thing, sir. I just got the chance to mention this thing.
Thank you, Praveen sir.
Sir. Right. Dr. Sharma can, I guess, take over about the ICT that he was talking
about. Okay, so sorry for the disturbance. It got certain interruptions here. Okay, I was telling you about the platforms, and I think now we can okay, just a minute. Sangeeta ji, you will receive a message for RCS Huawei. Yeah, this month, please allow it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm in now. Okay, thank you. So I was showing you about this platform, which is called as JillLearn. And this is another very interesting and simple platform. One of the good thing in this platform, which I have not seen in other platforms, is that when you if you upload a video, if you embed a video in this platform, it will create a transcript of that video. तो वो एक इसका एक बड़ा अच्छा फीचर है। ट्रांसक्रिप्ट की इसलिए जरूरत होती है कई बार कि मान लीजिए हमारे पास ऐसे स्टूडेंट हैं जिनको सुनने का थोड़ा सा चैलेंज है, तो उस केस में आप ट्रांसक्रिप्ट दे सकते हैं लोगों को, वो स्क्रीन पे ही दिखेगी वहीं पर ही जहाँ पे आपका वीडियो, और ये सिस्टम ऑटोमेटिक करता है। बट कंडीशन उसके लिए कि ये है कि आप लोगों को देखना होगा कि जो आपकी वीडियो के अंदर जो वॉइस क्वालिटी
Very nice. Yeah, applause. The computer is not connected now. We have lost the connection with sir. I would request all to please wait for a while and have patience.
कंप्यूटर जो उसका
Yes, now we have got the connection.
Seems some serious internet issue.
Yeah.
Yes. Like we can take up queries also. Like if somebody is asking about Edmodo, there's a
no, I am in the class, but it seems that suddenly my role here was changed, and it is, I'm not sure if I'm live now on there.
No, you are live, sir. You are live, sir.
No,
Yes,
no,
we can.
live on the
Yeah.
live stream or in
Yeah.
Zoom, perhaps.
You are live, sir. We can see the screen.
It's okay here.
Yes, yes,
So
yes. Screen
this
is-
after this, no, I don't know how it suddenly threw me out. Anyway, okay, so now I want to take next thing now, that how we can connect with our colleagues, and there are various platforms for that. One is like which we are using, it is Zoom. Everyone knows about the Zoom platform. It is a good platform, and you can, in fact, I have given training on people how to create their video content. So what you can do, then another, let me show you some examples. One is Zoom, another is WebEx, Cisco WebEx. You can create your IDs into it. This is WebEx. And the difference, let me tell you a difference. The Zoom will give you in its free version 40 minutes, 100 participants. In WebEx, it gives you 100 participants, but more time. Once I conducted an international conference for around 3 hours using WebEx. And then, then there is another platform which you can use is Google Meet. And nowadays, if you are having your Gmail ID, which most of us we have, Google Meet is free and has been integrated with all the Gmail IDs. So and it is easy. You simply, when you log into your Gmail ID, say for example here, if you can see my point, it will be shown you here start a meeting or join a meeting. It is as simple as that. You just click on it, start a meeting, and then it will ask you to give your name, and then you pass on that URL to anyone, and then those. But again, there are certain challenges into it in Google Meet, is that the control over participants, which we have better in Zoom and WebEx, is not there in Google Meet. In Google Meet, and then another one just very recently we conducted an international conference with multi nationals is Jitsi, which is open source, and that you can also use it online. Mostly we teach synchronous, but these platforms which I just showed you, they are good source for recording your video lesson also. So what you do, say for example, you have your Zoom, the free version, even you don't need the paid version of that. So either you use your Google Meet or Zoom or WebEx or any of these platforms, schedule a class. Don't enroll any student. There is no need for that. Just schedule a class, means you have to tell, or either start it. Like in Google Meet, you can start the class immediately. And you keep your presentation ready. It can be your PowerPoint, it can be your live website, which you can just keep it ready there, and then start screen sharing. So your material will be on the screen. First you start screen sharing and then click on start recording. So then whatever is on your screen, it will start recording. And then you speak as you think that you are talking to your students. And once you think that you have covered your content, then first stop recording. Stop recording will be available mostly on your options menu when you use this Zoom or WebEx or Google Meet. There are in Google Meet, there are 3 dots in the lower right corner when you are connected there. From there you go, then you can find the start recording meeting. There is one difference between the G Suite version and the normal Gmail is that the facility of live streaming there. So, but for recording purposes, you can use it very well into it. You don't need to it. So it is a very good resource. Many teachers I know, they have been, in fact, in one of my friends in Japan, he felt so happy that he created, and he gave it name is as the Zoom casting. Like with the help of Zoom, how you can create your own video lessons in which everything is there, and you don't need any high-end kind of screencast softwares or video recording softwares like that. These platforms, they work very well. And for your video lesson, please remember that it is a good idea to keep it a short lesson. Offer it in portions, say like version volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, like that. You can make use of theirs. So that is there. Now this is how to create video content. But let us see, I will show you some of the websites which you can use for searching e-content for your presentations, for your text, for your classes. First we will see for images. For images, there are certain good websites, like which I use personally is Pixabay. You can see here it is showing, it is saying stunning free images and royalty free. Around 2 million photographs are available there. So if you want to search some information, say image, say I just typed lion, and you can see that there are so many pictures which you think that you want to use it, and then you can select from here. This photo has come now on the screen, and then you see here this side on the right, it's license. It is free to download. You can click on it and it will be downloaded. But see here, it says that it is free for commercial use and no attribution required. Otherwise, technically, if you get the material from someone else, then you need to acknowledge it, you need to cite it. But here this website says that you don't need any attribution required to that. So you just simply, if you click on it, and then the photograph you can download from there. So it will show you which there is an important thing about it here, that about the size. If you are downloading anything for your online presentation, which will go on the website, it is better to download a low resolution picture, because if you use it as high resolution, then it will it may have some issues if you send it by email or post it online, and then it will take more time. So better low resolution. But if you are using it for some offline purpose, say for example you want to create a physical banner, and which you want to display on your institution gate or somewhere, then download the high resolution photograph, because then the colors will come better into it. So this is Pixabay. The another website which I use regularly is Unsplash. So in Unsplash, say this is it has certain so say like if you want to search for leaf, you think that okay, this is one good leaf which you want to use in your class. You click on that, and then it will show you this leaf, which you can by clicking from here, you can click on download, and then it will be downloaded. Oh, maybe you won't see this small window which is coming. Yeah, here it is. So now you can click on it and you can save it on your screen. Then another a good website is called as fodder.com. And here again, if I search for, you'll see this website is also, it has so many options for you. You can see from here from license type, all kind of licenses, or which you can use for commercial based purposes, or which you can use for non-commercial purposes. And then you can have some sorting of it on the basis of relevance, interestingness, or even you can define the color, that if you want a particular color dominating in your results, then it can display those results also. Like I selected this pink into it, so it is showing most of the images which have that reddish thing into it. The interesting thing here is that it shows you all and then this website allows you to embed directly. So embedding means there is no need for you to download it first and then upload it. And this works very well if you are working for your online course or your website. There you can directly put this embedding feature and it will go, and you can see the up to extra large to small size. Here is the license, and then you can attribute if you want. You just simply copy paste, and it can go into the your website or your content. From there you can directly make it there. That is for images. Now
Again, we have the issue with the connection.
Yeah, I'm sharing some links in the chat
Yeah.
on YouTube and Zoom, so I want people to just keep a note of them. We won't forget.
Sir has resumed.
Yes.
If you are creating a presentation and then you want some background music into it, so SoundCloud, then you have Jamendo website. From there you can search. I think there is some time lag between when I type a site and it comes to your screen. So maybe it may show you a little bit delay of that. This is Jamendo website, which it allows you to. There are various websites which are available, and you can discover the royalty-free music even for commercial purposes. You can go with that. Then you can for video, if you are if you don't want to create some video for you or on your own, then there are certain places available. The places which I'm showing you, using them is no you don't need to seek the permission from there. You just simply use it, but don't forget to cite it. But otherwise there are certain copyright issues on various websites, which even if you use it, and even if you cite it, they prohibit you, like on YouTube videos, because they come with the standard license, and that doesn't permit us to download them or to use them. But then we can use YouTube for searching websites which we can freely use it. The issue is, if you see certain websites just simply like that, then it may not allow you to, it may be copyright protected. But so what we do, say for example, if we go search for photosynthesis, I want to give a lesson on photosynthesis. and then these videos they have come. It is not necessary that these videos they may be free to use. So how to go them? You see this filter button, you click on this filter button, and then there are various facilities. From here you can come to Creative Commons, and you click on that. After that, whatever the videos it will show you, these will be the Creative Commons. Like just for example, let us check that. So this is the video. If I click on that, and when you go to the description part, you can click on show more, and here you can see the license is there, that it is Creative Commons reuse allowed. So it allows you to make a reuse of this video. Then this means that you are free to use this video for your work. Similarly, you can have on another, there is a good website. It is called as TeacherTube. This is TeacherTube platform. It is a video sharing platform, and here you can see that you can find the things for your various subjects, science, mathematics, etc. And you can click on anything, and then it will show you the various videos which are pertaining to that there. Another resource is MIT Blossoms videos. These videos, they are also free. And in fact, these come under open educational resource category, you can see. And basically they are for, science subjects, but they are very good videos into it. You can see they are like biology, chemistry, engineering, mathematics. You can click on any one. Say, for example, if you see, this is the video, it has, and this is the teacher who has created that video. It is on chemistry. And then you can download it from here. It is MP4. The interesting thing here is that it gives you the transcript. Like this transcript is available to you in MS Word format. So you can embed this video, you can use it, you can live play from here, or you can download it and use it in your course, and then you can use it from there. So that is there. Now, in addition to it, sometimes you may be needing some icons for your online courses. So this is like an illustration library, Humans. You can find the icons for your presentations, which are free, and you can create your own also. Say like you can change the hairstyle, you can change the dress, the way the person would be appearing, and you can design the human body on your own also, and then you can use them in various presentations. Here are these various templates which you can use, say like hairstyle, what, and then accordingly, it can create a custom based icon for you in there. So that is, these are the thing. Now, these are the media content. Then there are various websites which you can, from where we can search the text, which is the open source text allowable for us. And one of them is the initiators who started this movement is called as the MIT Open Courseware. And from here you can find various courses on the basis of the topic or department wise. You can click on them, and then it can show you these subjects. You can see it is School of Management. Sangeeta ji, can you ask this? Actually, when someone is waiting in the waiting room and that window is coming on my screen.
Okay, I'm admitting, sir. I'm admitting.
Because I have to see on my screen.
Okay.
Actually, it occupies, and I am not able to remove that window from my side.
Right, sir. Right.
It comes on my screen in the center there.
Okay.
There. So you can see there are these School of Architecture, then you have School of Science, and so many things. And from here, say for example, those of you from economics, you can click on economics, and here you can see it is showing you the various courses like statistical methods in economics. You can click on that, and then it can show you. You can find the syllabus, you can find the lecture notes, you can find the assignments, and you can download the course materials also, which is free. You don't need to pay. And here is this the course material which you can study, and this material will be open which you can use. So you can see they have allowed you how to use these materials for your work. So this is MIT. Then another is a good source which is called as Athabasca University Press. This is open access press which offers you their good books to be downloaded and then used. Here are their publications, and you can browse them by subject wise, title wise, author wise, and you can see the whole list is there. You can go, and since nowadays we are dealing with online education, so here are some interesting books which you can download from here and use them in your course. You can see these are the good books which you can use, like online for online assessment, and then online teaching, and virtual teaching virtually, online distance education, mobile learning, uh, proceeding with online. And here is this a good book by Terry Anderson. This book has been translated in more than 60 languages around the world. You can simply download the book, and then you can see you can use it. Here is this award-winning book, and it allows you, this is the chapter, and you can see here it may be reproduced for non-commercial purposes. Just you need to tell that the Terry Anderson is the author. And then what people have done, they have downloaded these books which you can see on the screen, printed them, and then distributed to their students. You can't send them into the market by making it a priced publication, but you are free to offer them. So you can visit this website. It is Athabasca University Press. Then you have the Open Textbook Project of Hong Kong. From here also you can find the books for various levels, like primary, secondary, tertiary, diploma, and various courses which are which it offers to you. If you just go to tertiary, then it will show you from there how we can use. Yes, you can see these are various subjects, and you can click on them on anyone, and then it will show you, like, say for example, you see here it is cognitive perspective, political concepts, cognition, psychology, and you see this is allowed. You can see it is, you are free to use, adapt, and use, and even you can change it if you are thinking that it is good for your own purposes from there, like that. So this is here for to find you content. Now, when you create a course, you need to create different kind of medias into it. Whether you teach it online, even then you create it, or when you create an online course, there you create. I have divided that into various kind of media. The one is called as the narrative media. In narrative media means that here the content is an input to the learning process. So we need to create certain narrative media into it. And then narrative media can be of various types, like it can be your online videos. You just saw the video things there. Then online articles are there. So I have shown you these various websites which you can create them, you can use them and add them. Then another kind of narrative media is called as podcast. And Dr. Parveen Sharma, he is an expert on that. There you can see that this is the website on which you can create the podcasts from there. In fact, I think yesterday he conducted a workshop for NCERT, and even after this his workshop, the participants who were there, they became so expert that even this is a podcast by one of the participant, and here she created this one. Let me play and you can hear.
So 3, 2, 1 and here we go. सलाम नमस्ते 90.4 सामुदायिक रेडियो स्टेशन पर दोस्तों स्वागत है आपका उस रेडियो कार्यक्रम में जहां पर हम जब किसी से मुलाकात करते हैं तो हमें जिंदगी में कुछ नया करने की प्रेरणा मिलती है। बताना तो बनता है कि आज स्टूडियो का नजारा कैसा है। एक तरफ से देखिए ट्रिग्नोमेट्री, ज्योमेट्री।
So this is one, and then sometimes we need certain demo also, so for practice purposes or asking our students to do the practice. The certain examples are like that. For example, this I'm showing you. This will be very good for you also if you when you are learning for Moodle. This is a website which is by Moodle company, and you can create your ID, free ID on it, and here you can use this website to work either as administrator or a manager or a teacher or as a student. You can learn it, and it is free. The first in the left you can see here admin, etc. These are the roles, and this sandbox is the password. And you can do all kind of experimentation using this website if you want to learn Moodle. The only thing is that after 1 hour it will reset the page. Here if you can see the lower right corner, it is saying this site will reset in 15 minutes if you keep working. So what will happen? You won't be able to save anything, but you can do the practice of all the, and it is the latest version of the Moodle. You can say here it is a plain installation of latest stable version of Moodle. So whenever the company creates a latest version of it, it is automatically. So this is very good for you to do the practice on it. Simply create your ID into it, and then you can use. So this is an example of a software demo which you can create it. Then for your own courses, you need to create certain infographics for you. And for infographics, this is the website Canva, which I use personally for me. And it says that you can design anything. And from here, you can see the options which it gives you. You can design for, say, like social media, for events, for marketing, and you can create anything here. And these are the type which are there, like A4 documents. You can create infographic, logo, marketing proposal, presentation, Instagram post, a video, invitation card, Facebook cover, card, collage. Even you can create your resume, YouTube thumbnail, means for your channel, blog banner, YouTube art. Lot of things are available there. These are the designs which I have created. On this 21st of this January, we are having this session on virtual reality in education, which is a free event. Dr. Yashpal Sharma, who is ICT consultant in NCERT, he will be our resource person, like that. So these are my creations there. You can create using your template into it. So you can create infographics and those things which are very easy using this website. So this is there. The second variety is called as the interactive media, means where we will have our participants to interact with us. And for that, those of you who are using, say, Macintosh systems like iPhone or iPad, this is a good website for you. You can try it. This is called as interactive media, in that it will ask the participants to interact with the media. Here, say like you see it, the question is here, and then the person is struck up in somewhere in outer planet and asking for help me. And then it will ask something, and then the options are given. And then you have to select either the options, and accordingly, whatever you will select, the software will proceed. So this is interactive, and you can create certain situations in which you can put your students into it, and then they can use it. Then in fact, actually, I think that if you are having nowadays Netflix at your home, let me show you an interesting example. Perhaps you, I don't know if someone of you have seen this movie or not, Bandersnatch, the Black Mirror. It is called as an interactive movie. How it is interacting in the sense, the normal movie which you watch on your laptop or on your television, they are non-interactive in the sense that whatever is happening on the screen, you don't have any control. The director who has made the movie, you just have to watch it. Means you like it or don't like it, that is a separate matter, but you can't interact with that. But here in this movie, what they have done, that they have made it interactive. They create certain situations, and then the option comes on the screen that this person wants to die. So how he should die? By stabbing himself or jumping over the. It is giving me a message, Sangeeta ji, that after 10 minutes this session is going to close, so you can extend the time. I will take some more time because we have lost some, so I want to compensate for that. So this is called as interactive media. But how to use that for interactive media? There is this open source website which you should go. It is free, open source, and there are wonderful things which you can create from this. Say, for example, you can see this example for interactive video, in which you can create a video, but you have added your questions into it, your exercises into it. So when the student plays your video, it asks them, say, like you can see on the screen here, it is asking them to reply to these questions. And then it is called as interactive media for that. Then there are, for interactive media, you can create a certain quizzes, and this is a good platform which we have used nowadays. Maybe when Dr. Parveen Sharma had some time, he can engage you into it. This is a very interesting interactive platform on which you can create for everyone, for all the levels, including primary up to the postgraduate master's level courses. You can create engaging video exercises which are used for assessment purposes. Then the another kind of interactive media is called as the interactive games. And I am just showing you this website because it is free. This is for National Geographic, and you can see you can have for, say, animals, and in animals you can select whatever you want to select, say like mammals, reptiles, amphibians, invertebrates, or fish. And you can click on anyone, and then it will show you those examples. And then you can select whatever you want to see, and it shows you about details. And in a very interactive way, it gives you the information about that. So you can keep engaged your audience with that. There is another interesting thing which I can show it to you, is that this one. I use this website for my open educational purposes very well, you can see. And here it is showing you up to the third grade, up to the higher level. The things are there. And say here it is for you. This is a trouble. These participants, they just take my screen. Okay, say for example, I'm just selecting this biology. And here is an interactive, these are the ecosystems for that. Let us select for this food chain, and you see how you can engage your students. This is interactive website. How it is interactive in that way that say this is a food chain practice. What is the food chain? That the grass is eaten by rabbit and the rabbit is eaten by fox. So here this is the pyramid, and okay, at present this website is not working there.
Sir, can I interrupt you?
Yes.
Sir, actually, after 5 minutes, definitely the connection will lost. So I request all the participants and you to please rejoin after 5 minutes.
Okay.
There is some technical issue. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Thank you,
I
sir.
will stay online.
Okay.
I hope the URL will remain the same.
Yes, definitely it will be safe.
Okay, very good. And then say this is one of my friend. We are creating an online course, a free online course on e-learning and certain other things. This is a course which he has created. This is called as interactive course. If you can see here, it is launch presentation. This is on competence. And then, but how to create these kind of things? is through Articulate Storyline software, but you can create wonderful courses. These are standalone online e-learning courses, and the students, they can just go through on their own and can see all the means the audio. You can integrate audio into it, and then these are the self-running things which we can go from there. The another experiment which we have created is, say, this one. This is also another quite interesting thing. This is okay. Let me. I'm not sure at what stage I was in. So this is like operation. What is operant conditioning and what is competence-based learning? You can select on anyone, and then it will ask you to return, and you can keep on proceeding. You can start it from there. Say, for example, introduction to the course, learn more. It will go you there, and then you select. Then you can go to curriculum approaches, and it takes you there. You can read about behavioral, and then go ahead, subject discipline. So this is called as a self-learning package, which you can create, and it runs automatically with everything, the media into it and other resources which are included into it. From there you can create from there. Then you can have certain augmented reality, virtual reality tools for your course. And let me show you an example which I created for my university in Malaysia when I was there. This is a 360 degree. This is the university where I was working in Malaysia, and my room was here. If you can see the mouse pointer, this is a 360. You can rotate. This was the building in which I was staying. It is just across the road, and here you can see it, and these are my shoes. You can say here in any direction you can browse. So this has a very significance for certain courses in which you want to give a virtual tour your students, like that. There is let me show you how that you can show that tour. I'll show you one example which has been created, and in fact we are creating an online course on augmented reality, virtual reality for that. So this is the tomb of Ghiyasuddin. It is coming up very quickly on your screen. Okay, here you can see it's a three-dimensional again, and here is the navigation. Then there are certain points into it. You can move it. You can take see it as a little planet from the outer space, how it can show, and you can search it on the Google map. And then these are the things, full screen, and if there is a sound into it, you toggle it and then move up like that. You create, and then there are certain points also into it, like these are the point. You can create on them, and then you can add little extra information into it. These are very important for you if you want to take your students. We have created for Qutub Minar in Delhi, Gandhi Ashram in Wardha, and other places quite. So very soon you will be able to see those things when we offer it to you. Then those of you who are in the science field, you can use this by IIT, this project. It is on simulations. This is a good website which shows you how you can use these simulations. And these are under Creative Commons licenses. So they are, for nanotechniques in proteomics and like that. So, but for this, it will ask you to, enable flash on your screen. Mostly nowadays, sometimes the flash, the people we don't means nowadays most of the websites, they don't use flash. Then other than that, we use productive media. Productive media means you use wiki, you use blogs, you use spreadsheets, you use various apps for editing the text, like for a mobile phone. Maybe you may be knowing KineMaster. which is a video editing software. You can use it on your mobile, and that you can use it from there. So these are for the ICT tools which you can create for your instructional delivery. Now we suppose that you have taught the course, you have created the content, you have taught the course using Zoom, using Google Meet, or any other. Please allow my screen sharing.
Supriya ma'am, please allow screen sharing to sir. I would request ma'am to allow Rajesh sir to please share his screen.
Okay. Yes, thank you. So I was telling that after this, the final important thing, very important for us, is to go for online assessment. And then there are various tools. I'll briefly show to them. Some we can see in detail in our future sessions. The very easy for everybody to use it, to go for, say, like Google Forms. You know, Google Forms, these are online surveys which we use it. And there are two versions. If you use G Suite, then you can use it for your own, you know, at a corporate big level, because it gives you extra facilities there, or through your own personal Gmail ID. It allows you to create surveys, or it allows you to create your examinations on it. For examinations, you create Google quiz, converting into it. The process is simply the same. The only thing that you have to tell the software that what you are creating is either is it a survey. In survey, there are no grading or marking scheme. But if you are creating it as a quiz, then you need to give the marks, and you need to tell the software that what is the right answer to a particular question. Only then software will auto grade it. Yeah. You can create all kind of questions into it, including shorter answer type, multiple choice, or longer answer type, which is called as the essay type answers. But for essay type answers, as a teacher, you need to evaluate it. Software won't be able to do it. Software can evaluate anything, even essay type examination. It can evaluate it, but you need to tell the answer to the software. Now, that is a problem. Suppose if you write Samrat Ashok ki राजनीतिक विश्लेषण कीजिए 200 words में, the software can tell it. If you can tell it that what is your answer, but then even you won't be able to write that text again on your own if you want to rewrite that. That way it can create a confusion. So, but it is very powerful, Google Form. Then another one is called which you use for Moodle is your Moodle quizzes. I mean, you can use your LMS to create quiz, which is in the Moodle. Then there are certain interesting things here that you can control the time, that at what time your exam will start, at what time it will close. You can allow anyone, you can send the result to all. By default, it can go. And from there, like that. Using Google Form, you can integrate it with your Google Classroom also. So that benefit is there. And here, learning manage this Moodle is in a way in complete online class system. It is a learning management system portal. Portal means it offers you all the services at one place. It goes with that. Then another is there are some interesting websites like quizzes. I showed it to you. You can create that also for online assessment. And then there is a website, it is called as TestMoz. You can try it. It is a test generator. You can build a test. You can see from here. You can use its free version, and you can build a test. There are just simply a few settings which you need, that you need to create a class into it. You need to add students into it, and then you create your questions and then distribute that question. The students will attempt those. It will remain online. Then you log into your account, and then you give marks to them, and then you can display the result from there. So this is an interesting website. Say, for example, you can see the screen here, and it can be used. There are so many things which you can copy it, partial credit, full credit. You can use your mobile, any device to, write your examination. You can set a time limit. You can set the number of times a person can. You can keep it closed or open. You can randomize the question. You can randomize the order of answer choices like A, B, C, D. If A is 1, B is 2, C is 3 in my case. In case of Sangeeta ji, A may be 3, B may be 4, like that. So internal choices can also be, reshuffled from there. Then another platform which you can use is GoFormative. Here also it is means basically for kind of an internal or that kind of assessment. Again, you can create your free ID on this platform, and then it will allow you to choose your how means create your question, and then you can see from here like it allows you to create a various, you can read from there. Then math type also, drag drop, recording, graphing, resequencing, many things are possible into it. If you can just simply copy paste also in some other language into it, then it can work. So these are the certain ICT tools which you today what we discussed, that what are the platforms which you can use for mounting your course, what are the platforms which you can use for your web conferencing online meeting with your students. We saw what kind of different interactive kind of media which you can use in your courses, and then how we can go about with a certain sort of an assessment. Okay, so these are various tools. I know that I could not cover them in detail, because then even if I take Moodle to learn it for fully, you need 2 days into it. I cannot cover within that 15 minutes, but that is there. Now let me see the chat if there are any questions, or since our session has been reset many times, all the previous chat has gone there. You can either, Sangeeta ji will allow you to unmute, you can speak your question, or if you can type it into the chat box, I can answer your queries.
I would request the participants.
If you asked any question previously, please retype it. Some free audio and video editing software. Okay, Meghna ji, the software which personally I use for me and I have given training, if you go to my YouTube channel, RC Dr. Ramesh Sharma EDU, you go to YouTube and find Dr. Ramesh Sharma EDU, then you can reach my YouTube channel, and from there you can find those videos. But the one which I am using is VSDC software, which is very good, very powerful, and I use it for video editing there, and it all for audio editing also. But if you purely want to go only for audio editing, I will suggest that this is #1 open source software for audio in the world. Even the professionals in the industry, they use Audacity for there, and this is VSDC. Dr. Shashi Malik is asking how many participants can join in Google Meet. In Google Meet, it depends on what your ID is there. If you are using your normal personal Gmail ID, 100. If you are institutional G Suite, 250. But Google Meet has certain problems with there. Zoom is much better than that, or WebEx is much better than that. Like here, Sangeeta ji can control the behavior of participants. If we have been using Google Meet now, I know that I can't take session because somebody will share their screen, you can unmute anytime like that. So my advice to you, you want to use Google Meet, you can use it, but how to check copyright in Google? Copyright checking in Google as such is easy. You just type, paste, copy in the Google search engine, and it will show you. Okay, just a minute. Actually, this waiting room screen still appears on my screen. It overshadows my, just wait, let me enlarge this screen, or let me shift my window to some other corner. Okay, Shashji ji, recording will be available to you. Meghna is asking some software to generate certificate from Google Form.
I think
Okay.
Ashutosh Sharma wants to ask something.
Okay, let us hear his question. And Sanjita ji is asking any software for cartoon videos.
Please mute her.
नहीं, आपकी आवाज साफ नहीं आ रही है, मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. या तो आप दोबारा बोलिए या आप टाइप कर दीजिए. For cartoon, I used to interesting thing. One is Powtoon software, and the another one, this is Powtoon, which you can go and you can create very good animations. Up to 3 minutes, you can create a free Powtoon from here, the free one. Longer one, you need to subscribe to it, but it has so many templates into it. It creates very good cartoon videos for it. And then another one which I use is nowadays, me and my students, we are using Animaker. And in fact, Parveen ji has written to them, to Animaker people, and they have agreed to increase the time for that from their default one. So this is Animaker. It is quite good here, and there are wonderful videos which you can create, and so many things there. But for interactive kind of things, my personal favorite is, which I use, is this one, Plotagon. But please remember that it may be a little heavy for you. This is Plotagon software, and on my YouTube channel you can find the videos which I've created using this software. You can, download, and I hope in their website you can find some examples of Plotagon. Maybe here you can see it. It will work. Okay, you can search from there. Gaurav is asking for live exam for students which can be used. Okay, for live examinations there are certain what I did. Okay, I gave a presentation. Let me see if I can check that, and I can share those tools with you. Just how to make yes/no questions in Google Form. That is, Sudharne ji, it is very easy. When you select your multiple choice question, there you tell yes or no. That's a super easy to do that. Okay, just wait, hold on. Where is these screens? Okay, here. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, you won't be able to see it now. I need to check share here. You will be soon see my presentation, and from here let me search. Okay, these are the tools which you can try for your online examination. This is one Dreambox. I won't take more time. You just keep taking a screenshot of the screen, or just write it down, or from your mobile, you can take a photo of the screen. This is WootMath app, which you can use, but basically it is for iPhones or iPad only.
Sir, previous slide.
Then this is Quest based. This is Dreambox. This is WootMath. This is quite interesting, Quest based. And if you can see on the screen in the lower corner, you can create exam maker. You can make a short kind of thing, and then beautiful, you can, there. Then there is this in Indian initiative, Assess Online by TechGig. And what they are saying that Assess Online is free to use. This is their website, engage.techgeek.com, assessments. You can go, and here are their features that you can create assessment. It is auto evaluation is possible, remote working is possible. And in fact, they have integrated plagiarism checker into it. And then individual attention through dashboard. Teacher can see the performance of each student and something like that. So what is this one? Okay, this is ProctorU. ProctorU is very powerful, but you need to pay for it to use it. But many universities, I know that in my international friends, in fact, including the university in United Kingdom, the University of London, perhaps, they are using it. And I think in India also, there are some institutions. Yeah, it is the University of Petroleum and Energy Services in Dehradun, which is one of a very good university, and so they have been using these online systems for past many years, when other universities they were just struggling with even face to face. They have been, and their experience is very good. If you want to learn more, you can go to the website of UPES in Dehradun, and maybe you can talk to them. You can have their feedback about this this system. Means they're so these are some of the choices which you can go. Okay, let me see what are other questions. Shashi Malik is asking in which tool we can take long type questions. Any tool. Even Google Form can take your long type questions. Moodle assignment is there, which you can create it from there. You can use it. The only thing is that for longer type, you need to assess it. But there is one facility which I showed it to you previously, if you remember it. I think I may need to change my screen again. Here, okay, I'm back to my web browser. And if you go to H5P, and in H5P, if you search for essay type of an activity, because when I was in Malaysia, we were working on that. The creator of H5P is a good friend. And then here is the essay activity. You can essay content. Yeah. This is the work going on, short answer, short essay questions there. But what it does that you create your activity, but you need to tell the software that what is the model answer to that. And then the software will match it for both your question, your answer, and the student answer. It will match, and according to the matching, it may. But please remember that these are AI enabled applications, artificial intelligence enabled. And as of now, in education, these AI things, they are little bit not that advanced as in other cases. Like you may be knowing that Facebook has used an app, is using a face recognition technology. And in that case, if you apply it in your examination hall, the camera can check anything, and even a slight movement, some slight expression on the face, something it can sense, and then that it can protect, it can identify it from there. Meghna is asking how to make timed quiz. By default, there is not there, but you can add extra widgets into it, or simply when you create a Google form, there is a Timify option into it. this is an application which you can integrate it. It is timer for Google Forms, and then you can use it. I prepared a PPT how to convert it as slide player. It is very easy. Prabhaharan ji. If you are using latest version of Microsoft Office, it will auto convert it into it. Otherwise, you can make a screen casting of that. Yeah, Sangeeta is right. Someone's microphone is on. Kindly mute that. Software for ready-made PDF. All the software, they convert your MS Word, save it as PDF. Okay, let me say. Any software for downloading ready-made PDF on topics. The Google is there. You just make a Google search on, say, for example, if I want to say something search, I want to search on photosynthesis, I will simply add PDF or PPT and click, and mostly it will show me the PPT there. So that is easy. You just type PDF and it will show you PPT. If you type PPT, it will show you that. So it is simple. There is no, you don't need any special software for that. Okay. I think I have. Raji John is asking, is there an interactive platform to teach higher engineering mathematics other than live? Yeah, I think I remember there is a website. It is called as My Open Math. You can check this, Raji John. If you are in the session, you can see this My Math Open. Here you can use it. You can see you can need to create your login, and here are the instructions. And then you can here it is says student self-study for instructors, how you can create it, and then maybe a classroom use. And here they are showing what you can see. Actually, these things, they are appearing on my screen, so I have to see on my tab this extra screen coming up. So you can see from here, it is beginners algebra, etc., etc. You can read it from there. Okay. Software where PPT and video can be clubbed. Yeah, there are various software where you can club your PPT. So for example, you can use Screencast-O-Matic, which is a free software. Screencast-O-Matic, you can use that one. But if you want to go little high power, means I use it, but it depends on you. Active Presenter. You can download this. It is e-learning authoring software tool because it allows you many things. If you use it, you won't need other softwares. But this Screencast-O-Matic, here you can add your not only your PPT. It can have various things. If you can see here on the right, your screen only, your camera only as a teacher. If you want to have your interview kind of thing, or both, in which your screen will be there and your video will be there in the corner. You can record from here. Then this is by Atomy Softwares. You can see here it is saying that all-in-one screen recorder, video editor, e-learning, etc., etc. Many things are there.
Sir, previous slide you just showed, sir, video creator.
It is Screencast-O-Matic.
Okay, through this, sir, we can go for video teaching directly.
No, it is for video creation tool. You want to create you have your, like Sanjida Khan has asked this question, PPT and video can be clubbed. So this is there.
And that's an active.
That is
one more app.
This is Active Presenter. This one. But those of you who want to use your mobile phone, this KineMaster is there. This is there, KineMaster, and then there is one A2 Jet recorder.
Sir, for video lecture, sir, video lecture.
Video lecture, I told you, Zoom is there.
No, sir, to upload in YouTube, both we can display our pic as well as with the PPT.
Yeah, this is screen recorder. All these are there. Then this is A to Z screen recorder. You can use it. You can use Loom also, which is, Loom, LOOM. It is another video thing. Or you can use Screencastify. So these are various options. I will just show you my screen again. This is Screencastify you can use, and it works better with Chrome. And here are the options. It will ask you your microphone use, your webcam use, and in that case, these three things: your screen, your browser, your desktop, whatever you can play on your desktop, your PPT, your PDF, or anything, your webcam, and then you just start recording. It is very simple, and then it will save the recording in your account. From there, you can download it, you can upload it on YouTube, you can upload it on your Vimeo, anywhere. This is Loom, another video creating software, and your video will create like this. Here you have your PPT, here you have your teacher's video, and then you can have animations running into it like that. In this way, you can create it. You can click on this square button to stop recording. You can pause recording, you can delete recording, you can use your pen, and in that case, you can highlight your things on your screen. So Loom. Then this is for mobile devices, A to Z screen recorder. You can download this app, and then you can, in this way, whatever happens on your mobile phone, you can record it. So for mobile recordings, it is good. Another one is this KineMaster. KineMaster is a video recorder as well as video editor also, and you can see the people have given it a very good high rating also. Okay.
I think, sir, we are end up with the questions, and I think most of the questions we have taken.
Okay, Sangeeta ji, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining, and you widen our knowledge related to the online educational resources and all. So we are very delighted to have you today, and day after tomorrow, sir will again take the session, and tomorrow's session will be taken up by Mr. Praveen Sharma. And I will request the participant that you are supposed to complete the assignment and feedback form that will be shared on Telegram group. Thank you, sir, for joining. And I think we can end up the meeting, and all the queries of the participant have been resolved. So thank you, sir, for joining. I would request Nishi ma'am to say a few words.
Actually, I am feeling little bit, sorry, because due to this, nowadays, I think electricity problem is there, then internet is there, and then sometimes the software. So
but still, we have a good session, sir. Apart from all these difficulties, I think we have a good session. And
yeah, but maybe if there are certain more questions left with our friends in our future session, they can, just remember your question, and we can take them later also. No issue into that.
definitely.
Right. So even they can post their questions in the Telegram group also.
And we are, yeah, this will be
Okay.
helpful.
Yeah.
This will
Okay.
be helpful.
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
Nishi ma'am, I would like to say something.
Yeah, Sugandha ma'am.
Sugandha,
please.
yeah.
Yeah, please, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us such a enlightenment view of technology. And we are sorry, sir, that there was so many times there was hindrance, so that your continuity was broken up. And definitely we will solve all these things on tomorrow's session and for day after tomorrow also. And I am thankful to all the participants who are participating for their patience and their what they are asking their questions, and their presence is definitely very important. And we will definitely do all these kind of the activities on the ongoing process, where in the ongoing process that not only in this month, we will do it in some other ways also. Thank you so much, sir.
I agree with you, Sugandha ji, that my claps for the participants.
Yes, sir.
Because they stayed with us even after with all these difficulties.
All these difficulties.
That shows a good quality of a teacher. So you all are best teachers to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And it is showing me a message that in 10 minutes it is going to close. So
Yes,
let's
sir.
finish.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I
yes,
had
sir,
also
yes.
seen.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining. And once again, I thank all the participants for being there. And tomorrow we'll resume the session again. And 9:45, I request you all to join. And tomorrow definitely we'll get more than 400 participants on Zoom itself. Thank you, sir. Now we can end the meeting. Thank you, sir, for joining.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you.
Bye bye
Thank you,
everyone.
Bye.
Please post the assignment, ma'am.
Right, sir. Right. Now we can end the meeting.
Please.